What's up, everybody? It is a spotlight on here at AFTERBUZZ TV. I got Natalie in the house with me. We're going to talk to her about all things unicorn. Let's go.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
What up, everybody?
Hi.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Spotlight On for the evening here at AFTERBUZZ TV. I'm your host, Lem Gonsalves. As always, you can find me at the Poet Saint all day, every day, everything. I have the amazing, the talented, the beautiful Natalie Casanova in the house. What's up, Natalie?
Wow, what an intro. Thank you. Hi.
Are you just not believing of that?
You know, usually I make ugly faces on purpose. That's the kind of person I am, so it's really nice to hear that.
You
Thank
know,
you.
I see the real you, Natalie. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. I want to dive right into this because you have so much going on. And looking up and getting ready for the interview, I'm like, man, this girl is on it.
I'm all over the place.
She's all over the place, but in a good way.
Yeah.
First of all, I need to know, you are the quintessential zombie unicorn.
Yes.
That's your social media handle. Where did that come from?
It's actually funny because I'm a gamer and I used to go by my real name, just like Miss Casanova as a username. But what some people might not know is that you get a lot of flack for being a woman sometimes online, and I would get so many nasty comments and stuff, so I decided to change my handle to something genderless.
Sure.
And it came from just a little fun flyer, like come up with your new name from the regular show. It's like a cartoon. And then it's like first initial, first name, first initial, your last name. Zombie Unicorn came out, and then of course it was taken everywhere. But I'm Cuban, and I was like, oh, you know what? Spanish version of zombie is zombie without the E. So I'll just go with this, Zombie Unicorn. And then when everybody asks me about oh, what happened to the E? I'm like, oh, I'm just an idiot. Totally spelled it wrong. I don't know. Yeah,
My bad.
Yeah, but it's fun. I like it, especially because my hair is so unicorn colored. And then people, and then people ask me where's the zombie part? And I'm like, oh, it's because I stay up all night playing video games. I'm a zombie the next day, always. So.
That's good. I love that. I wanted to, and I'm glad you mentioned that because that was one of the questions I was going to ask. As a gamer, I don't see that there's too many women in that environment that is into that at all. Do you find, you said you do catch a lot of flack with that? How is that with you being a gamer and being a good one by chance? And kind of doing this for a living? Well, you got.
In comparison, I'm not very good to some pros.
Well,
but,
I'm just
saying. I'm probably better than the average bear. Yeah,
that's what I'm talking. You're going to be better than me. That's all I'm going to say. You're going to beat me in whatever game it is. But what is that like as a woman in that field?
Well, there actually are a lot of women. It's just that they don't. A lot of over time, it's not been focusing on women, and so now we're kind of getting into this era where we are focusing more on women, and we do get a lot of crap, and it sucks, but. It's nice to be part of. I've been a gamer and a streamer online for 5 years now.
5 years.
Professionally as my job for 3.
Okay.
So it's been nice to be a pioneer and help shape the industry and see how people perceive women in gaming. And it's just we can be just guys playing games. It's the same thing. There's no such thing as a girl gamer or a guy gamer. It's just gamers.
Just gamers.
Yeah.
Period.
And so that's kind of what we're moving into now, and hopefully it gets better and better. Hopefully we keep moving in this direction. But yeah, it's been a weird stigma before, but I think we're starting to get to a place where it's okay to come out. Actually, there's a study. I can't remember who did the study a long time ago, but it's almost 50% of gamers are women.
Really?
But sometimes they pretend to be men online. Like me with the changed username
Gotcha.
for a while. Same kind of concept.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, how does one, you said you've been doing it for 5 years, professionally for 3. So, you make a living doing this. How does one decide, you know what, I like video games. I'm going to make a living doing this.
It wasn't really I decided to do this as a job. I just did it for fun. I liked a game called Smite about 5 years ago. It was in closed beta. I liked it so much I wanted to learn more how to play it better and get better. So I would watch people, and then I would hang out in their chat and talk to them and be a part of the community. We'd make jokes. And then I would play with them while they were live streaming, and they were like, you should start your own channel. And so I did, and it ended up being really fun, and then just from there, I just kept doing it for fun. And then what happened is the company that makes the game, Hi-Res, they reached out and they were like, hey, can you be on our official channel? We like you, and we want you to represent the game. So I streamed for them, and that kind of just opened up more doors for me. And then eventually, it all happened kind of fun, at a perfect time. I lost my job. I had got a flat tire and I lived an hour away from the job, and like
wow.
they were like, okay, we gotta let you go. You gotta find something closer to you.
Right.
The same day, I actually got partnered on Twitch.
Oh, no way.
So it ended up working perfectly for me, and that's when I was like, this could be a job for me. But it's not like you should go into it deciding to make it a career. You should always kind of just do it for fun, because you never know if you're gonna be popular or if you're gonna have something unique. If you do have something unique to offer, that's obviously go for it. But it's kind of becoming more saturated now with all like everybody starting a YouTube channel, a Twitch stream, all that stuff, and it's really like just kind of shaping media in general right now, like the whole online gaming thing. So
yeah, I've been to some conventions, and I've seen them, some of the, when the games come out, I've been to those kind of release parties. So, and it's super, super popular.
Yeah.
Super, super popular. Yeah, you mentioned Twitch a couple of times, and we were talking before we started air about this, and this is something fairly new. You're also a YouTube partner, but you said you kind of more lean towards the Twitch side. What is Twitch? Because I'm thinking like, Tourette's type of thing.
Yeah, like what's Twitch? Twitch, I can't remember what the old name was, but it originally started as Justin TV, a website to just live stream in general, anything.
Okay.
And then they realized that gaming was really taking off, so they separated into a separate site called twitch.tv. It's just a platform to live stream video games, and you have a chat, and YouTube kind of has something similar, but it's not quite the same. I've actually consulted for YouTube.
Oh, wow.
On their live streaming, but
consultant in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Shoot.
But it's like a really it's just like a huge community. Like it's a way to be social. It's like some people don't understand, why would you want to watch that? And it's like, well, it's like hanging out on the couch with your friends playing a game together. But you're with like a large group of people watching online, and you have a lot more things you can do, like spam funny, memes and emotes and stuff in the chat. But it's actually really huge. It's the number 4 live streaming site behind Google, Apple, and Netflix.
Really?
Yeah, and they got bought by Amazon almost 2 years ago now for almost $1 billion. Wow. Pretty sure. I'm not like, I don't have those numbers in the top of my head.
Sure.
Yeah, but they also like.
Come on, Natalie, give me exact figures to the cent.
Right, like I'm not an encyclopedia of knowledge here, but they're such a great community, and I've known them for a long time, and they're based up in San Francisco. But they also I'm a streamer. We do a lot for charity as well, and over the years, like some $46 million Twitch streamers like me as a collective have raised for charities in general. Wow. So it's got a lot of things that it can do as a community, more than just playing video games and hanging out. So
that is amazing.
A huge thing.
I really want to look more into this, because I'm really fascinated. I mean, again, this is a world that I don't know a lot of. Yeah. But whenever, I meet people or find more about it, it's like, man, this is like it's like an underbelly, of things that are going on, and huge, like you said. I mean, you're talking about billions of dollars that's being, flown through here. You're also a voice actress. What do you do? Like, do certain voices? Like, how did you get into that?
I always kind of just made silly voices growing up, especially with my dogs and stuff.
Okay.
And, my dog always talks to me, talks to everybody, and it's fun. But I really liked playing games and then doing voices for characters in games that didn't have a voice, or like reading the voiceover, and that's kind of how it started.
So you do voices for game characters?
Oh, like while I'm streaming, that's what I would do. But now I've done a couple voices for a couple indie games. Okay. I've done mostly voice trailers, not voice trailers, game trailers. And I'm trying to get like more bigger roles in there, but I'm really just kind of starting out still.
So what would be? Could you give me an example of a voice you would do?
No. One of the biggest ones that I do is when I'm playing games, like online multiplayer games. This is something that happens to women in games, is like you're playing, like, let's say Counter-Strike or Call of Duty or something, and people hear your voice and they're like, are you a little kid or are you a boy? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm whatever you want me to be. Like I'll just be like, yeah, why don't you go talk to my mom and see what she said? Like, I'll just like start talking trash and be like this little kid on the mic, and it's fun to just kind of mess with them, and then all of a sudden I'll turn over and be like in a really deep, like stupid kind of sounding voice, and I'll just kind of just mess around while I'm playing games, and that's kind of where it all started for me. But it's fun to see that it's kind of taking making its way into like actual games, because game companies are now wanting to work with more influencers like me to promote their games. So I've done some game trailers, and now I'm doing a character in one of the games I play, and that's cool. It's like not only do I get to do a voice and they're hiring like a up and coming voice actor, but it also helps promote the game more.
Wow.
Because I have a following
Right.
in the game space.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
That's super cool. That is really
Thanks.
cool. So, obviously you are on this new hit show on Fox, Kicking and Screaming. Comes on Thursdays at 9 o'clock and hosted by Hannah Simone from New Girl, which I love.
She's super sweet.
Yeah, she seems like she's cool.
Yeah.
She seems like she's really cool. It's set in Fiji, so like way out, out there. And basically the premise of the show is you have these survivalists that are paired with non-survivalists. I'll just use that term.
Indoor kids like me.
Right. And you compete against each other in these challenges. And basically the ultimate prize is $500,000. That, and I still didn't get, but is it split between the two of you? Is that kind of the premise? Or do we not know that
the two
yet?
winners get the $500,000 split, as far as I know as well, honestly.
Okay. I'll just,
I see people tweeting about like different things and I'm like,
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. But as you know, and as we are told, it's the $500,000 split, the winning team. And I feel like it's kind of like a Survivor meets Amazing Race, just because like you have the surviving aspect where you're in this, jungle aspect. You don't have, you have to fend for yourself, but then you're also paired with someone to do these challenges.
Yeah.
So.
I think it's even more so maybe like that mixed with Wipeout even, because like it's really funny.
Yeah.
I've watched Survivor, I've watched all these shows at least once or twice, and I'm just like, having finally been able to watch it, like I lived it, you know.
Of course.
So I never knew how it was going to turn out. It seemed a lot more serious while I was there, but now watching it, it's hilarious. And every episode I've watched has gotten better and better. Like funnier and funnier, like we're connecting with the characters more and everything. And I just think it's actually really funny, and that's my favorite part about it.
It is. It seems, I mean, barring, that you're in the sticks, but you do seem to have fun with it.
Yeah.
Especially like, you got some really characters on this show,
Yes.
For sure. And so, you deal with that. My question is, what made you want to do this show?
I really wanted to kind of break out of my shell, and I mean, I'm trying to like do more, spread out. I'm trying to do voice acting, dabble in TV a little here and there and stuff like that. So I really just wanted to break out of my shell. And once I found out what it was, I was like, you know what, let's do it. Screw it, let's do it. And once I got there, it was definitely a struggle for me being like attached to my phone and the internet every day to not have any of that.
Right.
And one of the things that I was able to do was like kind of like write in a diary every day or journal, which would kind of help me because I'm used to like tweeting about my day and like vlogging and doing all this stuff. So I had no outlet for that at all. But it really did help me kind of just like snap out of this internet bubble that I'm in and get a grasp on like the real world again. Right. Which is really cool.
Literally the real world.
Yes,
'cause you're
literally.
in the jungle.
Yes.
Now, your partner on the show, who's your partner on the show?
Terry Fossum.
Terry Fossum.
Scoutmaster.
That's right. How did you get along with your partner?
We actually were probably I feel like almost polar opposites in the beginning, but we both had like great intentions. Like my intention is if we had won if we made it to the end, which we don't know yet, I wanted to donate a large portion of the winnings to charity. Okay. And he had similar interests as well. So, and a lot of the people on the show actually wanted to do a lot for charity, so that was great. But that was something we really connected on. And we didn't have much else. So, but we ended up, we saw in episode 3 last week that we ended up fighting. What they didn't show is that we actually did make up, and we had a great talk about it. And that's why we were able to, sorry, spoilers, we were able to come through and win and make it through the elimination challenge victorious. So that was really tough for us. It was a great story of, as Terry says, storming. It's like he has 4 stages of becoming a great team, and one of them is you have to storm, you have to fight, and then we did make it past that and got
past
together.
The storm phase.
Yeah, and we'll see this week on this episode tomorrow how well it worked out, because you'll see our relationship change and how much we're like closer and better friends afterward.
He seems like, I mean, I've seen the first 2 episodes, so I haven't seen episode 3 yet, but I saw the first 2 episodes, and it seems like of the survivalists, he seems the most like chill. Like, some of them are like, they like, I think one guy, I remember he was on Naked and Afraid before.
Hakeem.
Yeah, and so some of these are, I think, are hardcore people, ex-military type situation, and he's Boy Scout,
Yeah. Well, Terry was also in the Air Force, but they don't. They don't talk about that as much. Okay. But yeah, he definitely was. He was the most like positive. One of the other people who was like always consistently positive was Jessie, and she left in the first episode. But she always had a smile on her face, even through the elimination challenge. You could see
I remember that.
She was so positive. But Terry is just like super positive, super motivational, and I couldn't have asked for a better partner, honestly, because I can like beat myself up over losing a video game. You know, I get real mad about that. I get salty and I rage. But no, he really pushed me through the experience and helped me like, you know, kind of adjust to being in a totally different environment, and I loved it. It was great.
Had you ever had any like I don't know, survival type training, or had you ever been like camping, you know, over the years?
I went camping as a Girl Scout once, which was not really camping.
Okay. Glamping,
you know,
was it called?
Yeah, pretty much.
Kind of like that?
Yeah, and I think I actually went home early because I really couldn't deal with it.
It's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Now
I want to play some video games.
Yeah, no, but the only training I had was playing survival video games, because I do play a lot of those, like H1Z1. Now there's a game called Battlegrounds, and they're kind of survival-esque, but not necessarily realistic. So yeah, no, it wasn't. I had no training.
Nothing like that. Nothing. It's like
not at all.
The answer is no. What was you guys obviously, you know, through this, and you know, just we're getting into the 4th episode, but you know, the people that don't win the nice food and get to eat like the good stuff, you're kind of stuck with, you know, what nature's giving you. What would you say while you were filming was the worst thing that you had to eat?
Oh my God. One of the days we couldn't really find much to eat. We would find like roots. Like in the beginning we found taro roots.
Right.
And that was
What did
okay.
What did that taste
It was
like?
okay if you cooked
Somebody
them
was like
properly.
it was tasted like burnt
Potatoes,
yeah,
but
or
like
something.
what you had to do is we had to boil them like 3 times before we could eat them. Otherwise, if you've ever had like a taro drink or whatever, it actually like kind of burns your throat a little bit. It has like this chemical or something, not chemical, but something natural in it that makes it stings.
It stings.
So we had to like boil it 3 times or something like that.
To get rid of that.
Yeah, so that we could eat it. And then it kind of just tasted like plain potatoes with no seasoning.
Okay.
But that wasn't as bad. But for me, we had these like little nuts, like oil nuts is what they were. That's the only thing we could find that day. We ate those, and I ended up getting sick for like several hours. I don't know what it was. It just sat terribly in my stomach. And that was okay, but it's like most of the time we just didn't have anything to eat. So that was probably the worst part about it.
Right.
And then I got brave enough to eat a scorpion that we roasted over the fire.
Oh, yeah.
Which was interesting, but it was so small that when it was like one and done that I couldn't even say it was that bad.
Because it's small.
Yeah. But you watch me and I'm like, but that's because I'm squeamish. And so for me, I'm just like, like I'm freaking out to even hold this thing. Like I'm like, oh God. But it tasted kind of mapley, like maple bacon. Yeah, it almost tasted like bacon, but not really good bacon. You know, really like bacon. Soggy leftover. You left it. You're drunk. You
like
got
McDonald's
late night
bacon.
Well, yeah, but like it's been sitting out for a day.
McDonald's bacon been sitting out for 2 days.
Yeah,
like that.
Exactly.
Okay.
But you're real hungry and hungover, and you're just like, screw it.
Just like I got to do what I got to do.
Yeah.
And there was some interesting. It gets really physical. Some of the challenges, like with the elimination challenge, it seems like mostly it's a lot. And I love how you kind of go in with this certain strategy, and then it falls apart. Like when you first you're like, okay, you guys kind of agreed, like, okay, whoever is 9th place, because the last place automatically goes in. So we're like, we're just gonna vote in 9th place, and then you find out, oh, that doesn't happen.
Flip the script. We're done with that.
Right. So did you find that there was while you were on the show that there was a lot of things that you had to kind of change at a moment's notice based on strategy?
Well, we had no idea what any of the challenges were going to be when we walked up to them, or like until we got there. And then even then, we're still trying to figure it out, like look at it.
Right.
So yeah, no, everything was changing constantly. We're trying to figure out. The main strategy most of us had was just to conserve energy on the days that we were doing challenges and try to just keep peace of mind, not get, especially after seeing us, different groups fight.
Right.
And have stress. It's like, okay, we can't do that on challenge days. So, like Terry and I go in, and those who have seen episode 3, we had the challenge of hug it out. I don't know if you've seen even the pictures of it or anything. We're all hanging on a rope. It doesn't, some people might think it's not that hard, but we were up there for 30 minutes holding our weight on a rope.
So you're just
with
hanging?
A tiny platform to stand on.
Oh, and then you just got it.
Yeah.
So you're just supporting your weight basically.
Exactly.
On this little thing.
And I'm standing on Terry's feet, and his feet were on fire. I can tell you that.
Oh, wow.
But no, yeah, some of them, were more physical than others, and some of them were more luck than others. Like, I can tell you one thing. In episode 2, Nikisha hit 2 targets.
Yes,
with her eyes
slingshot.
closed.
Yeah. Were her eyes closed?
Pretty much. She was like, I don't even know how I hit that. Honestly, I don't know.
Well, she was surprised when
yeah.
she's like, I got it.
Yeah, it was definitely like a factor. Like somebody could have like barely moved an inch, and like you have no idea.
Right.
But no, it's there are a lot of interesting challenges coming up. From what I hear, and I think that it's gonna be like this week. Tomorrow's episode is gonna be a really gross one. Let me just say.
Ooh.
I mean, if you guys have seen any pictures of it or anything yet, it looks like all these delicious food and stuff, but
it's not. I saw the picture of you. It looks like you're eating corn.
Yes.
Is it not corn?
It's not per se that I'm eating it.
Oh.
More so that we had to transfer this food.
Okay,
yeah.
I got you.
I mean, you could see it in the previews for the show, for the episode, what we're doing, kind of. But I don't know. I don't want to like give it away too much because we'll see it tomorrow. But
of course,
yeah,
that is crazy. That is crazy. So, all in all, do you, in taping? I mean, obviously, we don't know how it ends, but in filming this and kind of going through the experience, like you said, you wanted to kind of get out of the box, get out of your shell. Do you think that you were able to do this and successful in that?
Yeah, I mean, I had a life-changing experience personally, just because most of my days I work from home on my computer, and I talk to most people online. Like, I have my boyfriend lives with me now, and that's probably the only social interaction I have on most days.
Only outlet.
Yeah, and so for me, it was a huge change. I mean, now I know how to make fire with sticks and a knife, right?
In case you need it.
No, I know, and I definitely know that now to feel happier in my own life, I need to step away from the computer more. Right. And that's something that a lot of kids have problems with nowadays. And my own little brother, like my mom is always like, when I come home to visit, she's like, get him off the computer. Like, he won't leave the computer. And I'm like, Joey, come on, you gotta get off the computer. Come hang out with us. I'm only here like for a couple days. Like, and that's like a huge thing is a lot of people spend way too much time on their computers, on the internet, for leisure or for work, and you forget to take that step away and go back into the real world and interact with people and nature and stuff. And for me, it was so life-changing that now I make it a part of, like, I take one day off a week to, like, get out of the house and go do stuff. So
that's cool.
It made a huge impact on my life.
I can imagine, too, like, you can get very comfortable. Like you said, you work from home, you don't got to go anywhere. I have a few friends that do that, and I'm just like, they're like, oh, you had to get up. I'm like, wait a second. I had to drive an hour to work on the 101. Anybody live in LA know the 101 is terrible rush hour traffic to East LA from the Valley. So I can understand, like, oh, I'm home. I ain't got to go anywhere. My work here, da-da-da. But like you said, it's good to kind of take that time because you can just get enveloped in what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then, again, be shut off from the real world and not get what you need outside. So that's good. What other things are you looking to do? Like if you, let's say, in a year from now, somebody was like, okay, where do you want to be at in your profession and what you're doing? What would you say?
I really want to do my dream as far as like to feel like I've really made it. Like I would love to voice a character in a game that a lot of people can connect with. I have a lot of characters in games and video games that I connect with personally. And I'm just like, I love their voices. I love the characters, the writing, everything like that. That'd be my dream to like voice a really nice character in a game. Just throwing that out there. But also, I mean, I would like to do more hosting. I hosted like a documentary on Pivot. I host at gaming conventions. I host on stage and do stuff like that. I love doing live stuff. I'm great at kind of just BSing my way into like getting people's attention. I'm like, you, come over here. Come over here. You. I mean, it was funny. I hosted, I was like a co-host on a like Disney stream once last year for like some Mario Kart tournament. It was hilarious because they're gonna hate me for this, but it was hilarious because I was sitting there interviewing one of their 16-year-old stars, and I have like a mouth of a sailor. I've been really good so far today, but I have a mouth of a sailor, and I refrained from cursing in that whole event. And then I like hand the the microphone gets handed to the girl, and the first thing she says is shit.
Yeah.
And so I just like grab it from her and I'm like, shoot. And all the parents and the kids are like, ha ha ha. And I'm like, yes, I saved it.
Saved it.
Yeah. And I'm like, it's hilarious because I'm the sailor over here. I'm like almost 30 and she's a little 16-year-old.
And she's the one.
She's the one that slipped. And I'm like, No, but I love doing live stuff. There's so much funny things that can happen, and I just love hosting and talking to people and interviewing. I came from journalism, so interviewing and just talking to people I don't know and like getting fun little reactions and stuff out of them is great.
That you do. And I can see, I mean, you know, just in the interview now, I mean, you're just easy to talk to.
Thanks.
We talk about a bunch of things. So what about that bacon? Let's go back to the
bacon.
I love bacon, by the way. Bacon is amazing. I'm when I watch the show, and I'm planning to watch the remainder of the season, because I'm like, this is really a good show, and showing kind of I love any show that has like challenges, that makes you, you know, kind of think outside the box, whether it's physical or mental. So I love shows that have that aspect to it. And then of course, you know, seeing interaction between people. Like you say, you don't know your partner before you got there, so you had to build this camaraderie, you know, and basically with this ultimate goal of, you know, of course, winning and getting this money, but then now knowing, which I think is dope, that you're wanting to use it for charity, you know, a lot of it. So having this common interest. But I think the stuff that you have to go through in the meantime, like I said, the depriving yourself of like your comfort,
the eating bugs,
eating bugs, sleeping. I mean, I can imagine, you know, and being that you're in Fiji, I'm sure it rained a lot.
Yeah. No, it did.
Yeah.
We had some. They haven't showed us sleeping too much at night, and some people have questioned, did you guys stay at a hotel? No, we did not. We lived out in the jungle.
Out there.
You can see in the first episode, my first real appearance on the show was me, somebody pulling a stick out of my butt. Thanks, Fox. No, but it was because we were sleeping on twigs and branches and stuff, and really like getting down and dirty in the jungle. And it did rain quite a bit, and that was just the most miserable. As hot as it was during the day, it was freezing cold at night.
Freezing at night.
So the freezing rain and everything, we're all snuggled together. It's like
you have
survival snuggles.
Sure.
So
survival snuggles.
yeah, that's what we would call them.
Right.
And it was just anytime it rained, it was just miserable for days. Yeah.
But you did it. And I'm excited to see, you know, the outcome with your character and how everything goes with you and your partner, and how everything going on with you. Before we close out, I want you to let everybody know out there where they can find you, and if you want to let us know of any projects currently that we can be on the lookout for.
For sure. I think I'm going to be going to DreamHack Austin, which is coming up soon.
Okay.
People can find me at The Zombie Unicorn with no E in zombie because I'm an idiot. Pretty much anywhere, you know, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, all that stuff. And then if you can't find any of those, just thezombieunicorn.com, and no E in zombie because I'm an idiot.
No E in zombie. And you can find me at The Poet Saint all day, every day, and also at my website, stayonthemic.com. Thank you, Natalie Casanova.
Thank you for having me.
For being here. Such a pleasure. Shout out to, make sure you tune in to Kicking and Screaming, 9 p.m. on Fox every Thursday, and see Natalie do her thing.
And cheer for Team Purple.
Team Purple. That's right, it's colors. Team Purple. All day, every day. That's how we get down. Until then, we'll see you. Peace.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.